Hi friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Johnny. Now if you don't know by my old man voice, we're gonna be talking about something from the 90s. Ooh. Let me stop doing that before my asthma actually acts up. In the 90s, a cult classic movie called The Blair Witch Project came out, and there were many parodies about it. One such parody is what we're going to be talking about today. And of course, I'm talking about the Cartoon Network original short, The Scooby-Doo Project. Now, this was during the time when Cartoon Network would do a lot of shorts involving their cartoons, such as music videos and spoofs of movies, I guess. Who knew? But yes, let's just get into it so I can stop doing this voice. Roll the intro. Give me a second, I need water after that. Anyway, we open up with Velma introducing us to the entire mystery gang, and right away, one of the things I really enjoy about this short is the fact that it makes them feel like almost real people and almost real friends. I always love when animated things like cartoons, CG animated, stop motion, claymation, puppets, things like that have like behind the scene things or make them feel like real people. Kind of like in, I think it was Toy Story 2 and like Bugs Life, for instance, when they had a blooper reel. Things like that I enjoy. And like the Muppets, for example, which, by the way, I missed an opportunity to meet the real Muppets, and I am thoroughly upset about it. Like, I was there the day that they were there. We were in the same vicinity, but nary did we meet. I didn't know they were there. I'm so disappointed. I digress though. Like the Muppets, where they have like the show within the show, so they would have like the show that they were performing in, and then they'd get off stage, go backstage, and like talk amongst each other. I like things like that because it makes them feel like real people, and it just feels fun and funny to me because I'm like, you clearly know that these aren't real people. This is a cartoon. Like, yeah, the voice actors are real people, but they make it seem like the character themselves is a real person. And those are things that I always find funny and enjoy. And that's something that I enjoy about this short because, like I said, it almost makes them feel like they're actual people. And it does call back to like the cartoons and stuff. So like they're self-aware enough to know like, oh, this is the stuff that we do in the show, and this is how we are like off the show, basically. Daphne says she wants to play herself in the movie, and then Velma introduces Shaggy as...
And that's Norville Rogers.
It's Shaggy! Like nobody calls me Norval.
What's the matter, Norville?
That's not on tape, is it?
Something wrong, Norville.
Norville.
Very funny. Norval. And to Scoob.
And like I said, this is one of those interactions I was talking about that it just feels very authentic. It feels very real to me. Especially as somebody that primarily goes by my nickname. Like, it's always weird and uncomfortable to me whenever friends and family call me by my actual full name. I'm just like, no. Don't do that. No. Especially when my parents do that, I feel like I'm in trouble. So anyone else doing it, it just feels weird and kind of forced. I don't know why. We then move into an interview section where they talk to real live action people about like the mystery in the area, and none of their stories seem to match up. We then get this clip of the gang laughing at Scooby's speech impediment.
All their stories are different.
All right, riot rats. Oh.
She said giant cat, not rat, Scooby.
That's what I said. Rat.
Cat.
Well, rat.
And honestly, I would not make fun of a talking dog, okay? A, it's impressive that he can talk, like, at all. At least be amazed that this dog can talk, you know what I mean? Like, what went into that? What kind of training went into that? And two, I don't trust it. It's not normal. For all I know, he's like demonically possessed or something, and we just all laughed at a demon for his lisp, okay? Like, I'm not trying that. I am not trying that today. Thank you. They then get clocked for being both celebrities and cartoons.
Say, you guys look familiar to me. I think you're on that show. Aren't you guys on that show?
Like, what show you talking about?
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That mystery, sleuthing thing, you know, where you're chasing around after the ghost and the witches and all that. It's like a mystery deal. You're cartoons, aren't you?
And honestly, that would cause such, like, an existential crisis for me. It's not even funny. Just to find out that you're not real, you're just, like, a cartoon or something. But they're fine with it. They just keep going. Like, good for you, but, like, I'd be in the fetal position. They then ask this old lady about the woods.
Have you heard these woods are haunted?
You kids stay away. Those woods are cursed. I never go near them. Like, I bet she never goes near a dentist either.
And again, this feels very real to me. Like, how many times have you been out with friends or family and you had, like, this weird interaction with somebody and you talk about it on the way home and you, like, make jokes and stuff? It feels very organic to me. Like, it feels like they're actual friends. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep saying that at certain points because, like, I feel like the people that made it did a very good job with making them feel natural. As they get closer to the destination in the woods, we get this clip.
I got a weird feeling about this. Like these woods don't look like our regular woods. They look different.
What are you talking about?
Like, I don't know. Things just look more realistic.
And I love dumb gags like this. Like, I love when animated characters react and interact with the real environment that they're in. I just find that to be very silly. And I also feel like it just takes a lot of work for the people behind the scenes doing it. Like, it's one thing to draw scenery and, like, oh, they interacted with this twig, so, you know, I'm gonna move the twig and stuff like that. But it's another thing to have to make real scenery move to the anime characters that aren't really there. So I just think things like that are really cool to do. And I just really like that style of animation, which is why I, like, when I was younger, I liked things like SpongeBob, where they would regularly, like, incorporate live action to the animated. Like, all of a sudden, they go on land and they're, like, on an actual, like, claymation set or something like that, or like in the first SpongeBob movie where they're, like, at a real beach and David Hasselhoff is there. Things like that are stupid and dumb, and I love it. And I love the art style of, like, The Amazing World of Gumball and stuff like that. Like that mixed media feel to it. But back to the short. Fred mentions that he wants to be the one to pull off the mask this time, and then they say, as they head further into the woods on foot. The people behind this project then do this trick that a lot of people do when they can't film, like, at night and stuff like that, where they just throw a filter over it to make it look darker. But you could very easily tell that this is, like, shot during the day, simply by, like, the lighting in the scene, even though it's black and white and grainy. But it gets a pass because it's, like, late 90s, early 2000s, and it just has, like, a home movie vibe to it. With today's technology, we'd be able to fake it a lot better, and it would look, like, more authentically nighttime. But like I said, they get a pass. Especially considering, like, I wouldn't want to be in the middle of the woods by a cemetery at night either, so go off. But speaking of the cemetery, they decide to camp right next to the cemetery to study the curse. What curse? I don't know, because frankly, we haven't heard anything about a curse. We heard multiple people tell different stories about different creatures in the woods, and no one's thing, like, matched up whatsoever, so I mean, maybe somebody said something about a curse, but I genuinely don't remember. Velma tries to give us the history of the location, and Shaggy and Scooby do this.
In 1773, some local people from the town because of a ghost
I can't hear you.
And honestly, I know a few people that would do stupid shit like this, and I just kind of feel like if you don't want to hear it, maybe walk away, put some music on in your headphones or something like that. Other people want to hear it. Just because you don't doesn't mean no one does. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little pet peeve of mine when people get angry and like, oh, no one wants to hear it. I'm like, but people kind of do. They wouldn't be here if they didn't. I'm just saying. Later, Velma says this.
Okay, now we're trying to put the tent up before it gets too dark.
And girl, what the hell are you talking about? It's already pitch black out there. That's kind of like saying, I should set a timer before putting the cookies in the oven so they don't burn. Meanwhile, they're already in the oven on fire. You know, like, it's a little late for that. That's all I'm saying. It's a little late. But she then proceeds to give us a step-by-step of them setting up the tent until the rest of the gang yells at her to turn off the camera and focus on the job at hand, which I would agree with. You know, like, if we're all trying to do something, put the camera down so we can finish, because you just said how you didn't want to do it in the dark, and it's already, again, pitch black. Girl, you cannot see 5 feet in front of you. Like, it is dark out there. It is, like, that is what's outside this window right now, because it is like 4 in the morning, okay? It's 4:12 to be exact. I have a sleeping problem. Velma then tries to tell a ghost story, but it ends up just being a case that they worked.
Like, this isn't a ghost story. We were all there. It turned out to be that old ship's captain, remember?
Oh, Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny, honestly. They hear a weird sound outside the tent, and Fred suggests,
Let's split up and check it out.
then Fred says this.
Can't you two just go out there dressed up as surgeons and confuse the monster and tie him to an operating table? You guys do great with monsters.
We're like in the middle of the woods. Where are we gonna find a gurney?
I don't know. Improvise.
Which honestly got a hard laugh from me. They finally leave the tent when the monster's gone, and they discover that somebody left stacks of Scooby snacks all over the place. And can I just say that the voice acting in this is really great, because you get so many of these kinds of scenes as they progressively get more scared.
Like, oh no! No!
What? What is it?
They're stale! They're completely and totally stale!
Daphne screams like this so much as we continue, and it's genuinely like so funny to me to picture somebody in a sound booth just screaming bloody murder for a weird short like this. Like, the scream is genuinely believable. It's great. The next morning, they get a better look at the snack piles left behind by the monster, and Shaggy says this.
Like, I'm not touching those things. Those are haunted Scooby snacks. That creature touched them. Forget it. They're all yours, Scooby. Okay.
And I mean, I feel like the reason you shouldn't be eating them is because they're dog food. But go off, I guess. Like, whatever starts you off on your Scooby Snack sobriety journey, okay? Good for you. But then he instantly relapses when he sees Scooby start eating them, because he thinks Scooby stacked them himself to trick him into having them all for himself. We almost got him to stop eating dog food, but I guess we need like an intervention or something? I don't know. While trying to get back to the van, Velma and Daphne have this back and forth.
I need a break. My feet hurt. Well, is it our fault you wore high heels on a hiking trip? At least I try to look feminine.
And can I just say that Velma said what we were all thinking? Like, you know you're going hiking in the woods. What are you doing with heels? Like, heels in dirt are hard enough, you know what I mean? Adding all the extra walking and potential running from and at monsters? Girl, you crazy. But I've seen it done so many times in movies, like specifically horror movies. I believe there's a backstage reasoning behind it, if I remember correctly. Like, it's like a sex appeal kind of thing, where to like emphasize, hey, this is a woman, you know? Like, and I'm just like, okay, but women wear sneakers too. Like, the hell you want? Give the bitch Adidas. Like, I don't know what you want. Why does this woman have to be wearing heels to run for her life? And the thing that kills me is that they'll be 3/4 the way into the movie, have been chased like 4 times, knowing that they're still dealing with a monster or something, and they will not take off them heels. Because that is contractual, bitch. Like, they are not allowed to remove them heels. Not a horror movie, but perfect example. The first Jurassic World movie, when she's running away from the T-Rex, yeah, notice, what is she wearing? She outran a T-Rex in heels. I mean, that if that's not a power move, I don't know what is, but also, like, if you could have done that with the heels, imagine how much faster you could have been without the heels. And how much less pain you would have been in. But whatever. Hell, I've seen it in real life, where like I'll be going to a theme park or something, and I'll see real women walking into these theme parks wearing 6+ inch heels. And I'm just staring at them like, girl, how? Why? Like, I go to these parks with actual walking shoes with support. And by the end of the day, my feet are killing me. Like, you are brave, or stupid, or both. I don't know. Also, can I just say, Velma didn't deserve that? Things like masculinity and femininity look different for everybody. So, that is very feminine for Velma. Just like, that's very feminine for Daphne. It's just also stupid to be wearing heels in the forest. That's all I'm saying. Women can wear sneakers or boots. Wear footwear dedicated to what you're going to do. If you're going out partying and stuff like that, fine, wear heels. But if you go on hiking, no. They realize that they're lost and the map isn't helping.
Like, how can you read this map? It's just a dotted line and an X. Let's just keep moving.
I mean, I'm a very visual person, so I feel like this map could potentially work if they added some more landmarks to it. So it's like, okay, we're gonna make a right over there by the jagged rocks, and then we're gonna make a left over there by the crooked tree. Things like that would really help. Like, that's how I get around a lot of places. Like, when I would go around Manhattan, that's how I knew. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of the train station, I'm gonna turn around, and I'm going to keep going until I hit the McDonald's. Then at the McDonald's, I want to make a left and keep going until I get to the park. And once I get to the park, it's going to be a right. Things like that. Like, I'm very visual. But yeah, what kind of Dora the Explorer map-ass bullshit is this? Like, even Dora gave us 3 landmarks. We gotta cross the bridge, then climb the hill, and then we're at our destination. Yay! Like, give us something. We then get this clip of Fred and Velma arguing, where Fred says this.
Fred, give me the map.
I don't have the map. I gave it to you.
I distinctly remember giving you the map.
And I gave it back. Look, I don't want to get mad at you, Velma, so stop kidding.
And ill. Just ill. It's giving toxic masculinity, where in his mind, the worst possible thing to her, for her, would be him being upset with her. Me personally, I would tell him, bitch, be mad. I don't care. I don't have it. Like, oh no, you're gonna be mad at me. Ooh, I'm so scared. Like, I don't care. It ain't gonna change the fact that we lost. We lost, and you were the last one that had the map, not me. That ain't my problem. Fuck off. And all that to find out that Shaggy and Scooby ate the map? And that's a psychological issue at this point, because why are we eating maps, Shaggy? Let's talk about your childhood trauma, baby. Let's get to the root of things, okay? Because I have questions here. We also got this continuity issue because Fred and Velma are over there arguing, yet when Shaggy admits to eating the map, we hear Velma's voice from behind the camera. And like the argument's still going, like the camera just panned over to Shaggy.
Like I ate it, man. Scooby and I ate it. With Tabasco. Yeah, Rabasco. It was like useless anyway.
You ate the map.
Yeah.
So if anything, it should have been Daphne's voice, but it definitely didn't sound like Daphne, at least to me. Later, Fred comments on the fact that Velma doesn't chip in for gas money, and Scooby chimes in.
Yeah, gas money.
What was that? Does anyone understand what this dog is saying?
Like lay off, Scoob. Yeah.
And again, I say maybe don't make fun of the dog's speech impediment because he shouldn't be able to talk to begin with. Something ain't right there. That's all I'm saying. I would not want to piss him off, but that's just me apparently. Velma then loses her glasses like usual and asks for help to find them, to which Freddy has a complete meltdown.
Velma, for crying out loud! A glasses strap? How many times have we told you? A glasses strap!
Could you just help me look? I can't see without my glasses.
Oh, so you mean, could we find your glasses for you?
Not now, Freddy.
No, wait a minute. She wants us to help her find her glasses, but she's not gonna be helping. They're her glasses. She's not gonna be helping find them.
Like she's blind as a bat without them.
It's nighttime, genius.
And firstly, all of that was for nothing, considering, like, if you look at the video, you can clearly see the glasses on the floor by Fred's feet. He could have just been like, hey, look, I found them, here you go. He didn't need to freak out like that, honestly. Secondly, as somebody that actually wears glasses, I can confirm that it takes a lot for glasses to come flying off your face, okay? And she could be standing completely still, and them glasses are just like, yeet, right off of her face, you know? Like, I don't understand how this works. Maybe she needs to just, like, tighten the arms of the glasses, or maybe it's just time for new frames, especially considering she drops those frames so regularly that they're probably scuffed and scraped the hell up, probably 2 more drops from breaking. Either way, if you tighten them or you get new frames entirely, they almost certainly won't fall off your face like that. Problem solved. Or just carry around with a spare pair that, like, if you lose your glasses, you just pull out the second pair and find the first pair and put those away. So now you're wearing the second pair, and when you assuredly lose those, you put on the first pair again to find them. You know, it's a vicious cycle that is assuredly going to happen with Velma. We then get this clip that just makes me laugh.
Zoinks! We're never gonna get out of here.
Zoinks? That's all you have to say, zoinks? What the heck does that mean, anyway?
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? Jinkies?
Fred? Daphne? What are you laughing at?
He's got a point, Velma.
Jinkies is a word. Stop laughing.
Jinkies! I think we're royally zoinked. Is that better?
Stop laughing.
It's just another one of those clips that makes them feel like they're almost real people and almost real friends, and I just really enjoy that. Scooby then gets lost for a second, where we get the whole gang screaming out his name, calling for him, and again, Daphne's screams are so great. Watch.
Scooby!
Scooby-Doo! Where are you?
It's really just like the bloody murder scream of her screaming like, Scooby! Like, it is so great. It sends me every time. And all of that for him to be like 12 feet away. They then hear horrible growls coming from the forest, only to find out that it's Shaggy and Scooby's stomachs. To no one's surprise. I mean, like, they just ate map earlier. Like, your stomach's gonna be a little fucked after that. I'm just saying. The next morning, they realize that they've been walking in a giant circle this entire time because they're back at the cemetery. And they seem to be taking it well.
I'm always
always calm, man. I'm the calm one. I'm calm. I'm calm.
Later that night, we find out what side Shaggy's on in the great pineapple on pizza debate.
And eating some pizza. Yeah, some pizza. A pepperoni pizza. I like the Hawaiian. The sweet of the pineapple and the salty of the ham. Together really make it, Scoob. What's that?
Fred then tries to rationalize the situation, and the short kind of dates itself.
All I'm saying is that there's got to be a perfectly good explanation for all this. Smoke and mirrors, glow-in-the-dark paint, a movie projector,
A movie projector? We're in the middle of nowhere, Freddy. How are they gonna plug it in?
batteries?
Right, a movie projector that runs on batteries. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe what? They've got a really long extension cord?
Look,
I just found this part funny because we do in fact have like rechargeable projectors now, and to Velma it was like an impossible thing back in like the late 90s, early 2000s apparently. So like I said, I just kind of find that funny, and like it's kind of crazy seeing how much we've progressed, even in something as minuscule as like rechargeable batteries. They then try to get some sleep, only to be woken up by strange noises outside of the tent, only to discover that Scooby has eaten all of their food. They go back to sleep, only to be woken up by another sound outside of the tent, but this time...
Puppy power!
Daphne, wait! Daphne, come back! Daphne, stop! It's just Scrappy-Doo! I know!
Proving once again that nobody likes Scrappy-Doo. We get a moment where they think they get away from Scrappy, only for them to start to unravel even more than they have in the past few days.
I ripped my dress and my stockings and I'm broken now!
I lost my scarf! It's my favorite one!
So like everything happening is just like weighing on them even more, obviously. As they start to hear Scrappy getting closer, they turn off all their flashlights to hide from him, but...
Hiya, gang! Looks like there's a mystery to be solved. Hi, Scrappy.
shockingly, Scrappy doesn't shut the hell up, and then we get this.
It'll be solved before sunrise. That is, unless you chicken out, Freddy. It's Fred.
And I get that, because like you don't want somebody that you don't like using a very personal nickname that only people you're very close with like use. Like my nickname is one thing, I prefer people to call me that, but like my sister has a nickname that only specific people call her, and it's usually like me, our older cousins, our parents, and like one of our aunts. And if other people call her it, it just feels kind of weird and just plain wrong. Scrappy then runs off to fight the monster.
Come on, Uncle Scooby. Let's give him the old 1-4. 1-4? Let me at him. Come on. Let me at him. Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, gang?
Well, what?
And the rest of the gang use that opportunity to get away from Scrappy by running in the opposite direction. They would sooner leave this child to die than deal with him any further. And that's honestly just pure spite. They stumble upon an old house in the middle of the woods, and Velma realizes...
The noises are coming from this house.
Like, let's go in the haunted house in the middle of the night. Now I know why you're the smart one.
And honestly, Shaggy's so valid for that. Like, he seems to be the only one with any semblance of common sense. And I really shouldn't be able to say that about a guy that eats dog food and maps, but here we are. Velma then turns on the radio in the house, and Shaggy points out the obvious.
Like, oh no, not music. We always get chased when there's music. What'd I
Oh, I hate this part with the doors.
And I love that not only did Shaggy kind of break the fourth wall, commenting on like, oh, whenever music plays, we get chased, but Velma also kind of broke the fourth wall with the chase scene, where she's going through the doors and like, I hate this part, and backs away from doing it. And the way she says, I hate this part with the doors, almost implies that they're forced to do this. Like they're trapped in the cartoon and they're forced to play their parts. Someone send the film theorists that theory. Let's see what they do with that. That's free for you to use. Just tag me, okay? But back to the short. They finally catch the monster and unmask him, only to realize...
But one thing doesn't make sense. Why?
Because it's Halloween, October 31st every year. Candy and bobbing for apples. I mean, you guys are dressed up, right?
But why did you scare us at the cemetery last night?
Well, if you didn't do it, then who?
The video then cuts out and a news report starts to play. So if they went missing all of those years ago, who's the Mystery Inc. crew that we've been seeing ever since? Are they fakes? Skinwalkers? Shapeshifters? Clones? Robots? There you go, film theorists. Another theory for you. Free of charge. Just let me know when it comes out. But that was the Scooby-Doo project, the Blair Witch parody. But that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I really enjoyed making it. Apparently, the Blair Witch project was such a big thing that people thought it was an actual, like, found footage thing. Kind of like what happened with Paranormal Activity, where people believed it to be actual footage. I was just reading about this. So apparently when the Blair Witch project came out, like I said, people believed it to be real. So people were protesting and boycotting it, saying like, oh, I can't believe you would, like, advertise this, promote this, play this in theaters when it's about these poor missing young adults slash teenagers. Like, the actors had to come forward and be like, hey, we're okay, like, it was a movie. I find that to be so funny. Like, I get it, it's found footage style, so like it feels more real than a normal movie does, but it's still just a movie. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this. There were a lot of these. There were a lot of like weird shorts that Cartoon Network did back in the day, apparently. Like I said in the beginning, including some music videos like Jabberjaw, Ed, Edd and Eddy music video. I think there was a Scooby-Doo music video. There were a few. Oh, Josie and the Pussycats. Like, I used to see them on Boomerang when I was younger. I don't think Boomerang's a thing anymore, is it? I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network died. Cartoon Network. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the ding dong down below to be alerted when I make a new video. And until then, why not check out some of my other stuff? I have some more fever dreams, some Florida Man, some storytime, randomness, some let's plays. I have a little something for everybody. And while you're at it, why not share one of your favorite videos of mine with your friends? We could always use more friends on the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, hoping. I also have a goal for my birthday, but that's in like a month, so that goal is looking unlikely right now. But yes, please share. I enjoy making videos for you guys. I want to have fun with this. I want people to have fun watching, enjoy. Like, I'm noticing a little more negative comments than positive comments right now, and I'm just like, I'm not big enough for that just yet. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, and I'm seeing like some comments. I'm like, what is... I didn't do anything to deserve this. I'm just some silly guy in front of my computer making jokes and stuff, okay? Like, I don't deserve some of it. But you know what? They watched. They had to click to leave the comment. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. But anyway, until then, bye! Girl, no one likes Scrappy-Doo. No one. Not even Scrappy-Doo likes Scrappy-Doo, okay? That's why he was the villain of the first live-action movie. I'm just... No.